Yeah.
Flip a coin.
I hear you. Well, I like Shawn's determination. To me, it's only a rare amount of fighters that have that type of determination to where even if they are lacking right here, they make up for it with how determined they are. Like I see that in like fighters like Tim Bradley, Andre Ward, and your son, Shawn Porter. Now let me ask you something, Shawn, as well. Now, Shawn, who do you have on your hit list, and what order would you put it in, basically?
You know what? I don't really have a hit list right now.
I know that sounds bad.
Yeah, I do. I had one a few years ago, but that was before before we started making this move to 147, and from that point on, after I had been held out that whole year from fighting and everything like that, for me it was just a matter of who can I fight to get to the belt, and we've done that. So now I'm just waiting on my management to tell me when and where and who, and I'm going to go ahead and get ready and do it.
Okay, well, let me rephrase it a little bit, though, Shawn. Who would you like to possibly fight? I mean, like I said, there's a lot of options out there. You got Marcos Maidana. Like your dad is talking, Keith Thurman. It's a whole lot of people out there. Who would you like to fight if it was up to you?
Floyd Mayweather.
Like you said, man, there's a lot of big fights out there. One fight that I really took a look at was my fight with Maidana. After I saw what he did to LeBron, it was like, a guy beating up on the bully, and I always like going after the bully. So,
okay,
Marcos is definitely a fight we took a look at. And then also, I mean, you took a look at everybody who's got belts out there. There's no fight that's not a big fight. There's no fight that isn't worth a lot of money out there. So everybody from Timothy Bradley to you name them, I'll fight whoever. I'm not in this sport to duck anyone or not fight anyone because I'm scared or anything like that. I'm ready for whoever they put in front of me.
I hear you. Now 78, he just said Floyd Mayweather. What you think about a fight with Floyd Mayweather, man?
I love it. I love it.
Want to fight
because
with
listen, man.
Oh no, hold on, 78. He's still talking. I'm sorry, 78. Okay. Shawn is answering it. Go ahead, Shawn. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying. A fight with Floyd Mayweather, man. I give it all I got. We round up have our best camp we ever done in our life, and we go in that fight fully prepared to fight.
Yeah.
And, I give him all.
I hear you. And I gotta say, man, as talented as Floyd Mayweather is, I think styles like yours and even like a Tim Bradley, those are the type of styles that would probably give Floyd Mayweather the most problems. The slickness and the aggressiveness without just running into dumb shots, and getting caught. So
the versatility.
Yeah, go ahead, 78. Tell me what you think about that fight.
I think I was so happy that he said Floyd, because I think that Floyd, absolutely, without question, is a great fighter, one of the best of our era, maybe. But I would love to see him in with a guy who is versatile, a guy who can make adjustments as well, not some flat-footed guy. I seen Shawn bounce around on his feet. I seen him use a lot of different styles in the ring. Okay, and that's hard to prepare for a guy who uses a lot of different styles. So how can you prepare for a guy who is capable of fighting 5 or 6 different styles? So you have to be trained to go. And I would love to see what's in Mayweather's soul. And I think that Shawn Porter, a Tim Bradley, somebody like that could snatch that and bring that out of him, so we can see what he all about. And that's not a diss. I'm just saying that I would love to see that as a fight fan.
I agree.
The cunning, the intelligence that you're speaking with right now, my brother. You're not a former boxer or trainer, are you?
No, sir. I'm fresh off the streets, my brother.
Fresh off okay, you undefeated on the streets. I was undefeated on the streets. Back in the days when I was a young man. No, anyway, I digress. Yeah, you're right about that. And the versatility, when you use that word, it's okay to use that word. I say that Shawn resembles that word because that won't give away anything to anybody that we deal with. They got a lot of things they have to figure out. When you look at him, you're gonna underestimate him. That's perfect for us. When you try to size him up in his height, they put the wrong height on the last fight, said he was 5'6". When the man measured him, he measured the back of his head instead of the crown of his head. And I said, how much are you paying? They're paying you to do this. And he said, well, this is my job. I said, then you need to do your job correctly, but that's going to work out to our favor, because somebody's going to look at that and think, oh, he's only 5'6". Okay? The young man that I spoke about, the Olympic gold medalist, left-handed, 6'4", Usyk, Orlando Usyk. Look him up, 6'4". International competition in Venezuela, we fought a guy from Colombia, 6'6", and stopped him. We have absolutely no problem whatsoever with height. That's not a problem for us. Okay, that's a problem for them, because they are not developed to deal with what we deal with. They just naturally have height, and they deal with they beat guys that are smaller than them. But Shawn has been born and bred to beat taller men. Okay, so that's not a problem. You notice how many times the left-hander got jabbed in this last fight?
Yeah.
He took a lot of jabs right in the eyeball, not like on the cheek or the top of the head, in the eyeball.
The short guy was out jabbing the tall guy.
Yeah, it's not a problem, none whatsoever. But that versatility, they don't want to mess with that versatility. They do not want to mess with that versatility. They could go look that word up in the dictionary. They'll find this right next to it, and they're gonna close that dictionary right up. They are not going. You know what I'm saying? I done heard them already hollering about Maidana. Okay, you hollering about Maidana, but I think before they were thinking about fighting Devon Alexander, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not incorrect, Devon beat Maidana. Yeah, and he beat Matisse.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's already beaten those guys. If you're talking about a fight with Shawn and Floyd Mayweather Jr., listen, put all the hype, put all the BS to the side. It don't matter. I'm not tripping on the dollar amount, because I know after we win the fight, the money's going to be there. So you can give us, you can go ahead and take, you can do the 60-40, you can do the 70-30, you can do the 80-20. Because the money will be there afterwards.
It'll pay off.
The money will be there afterwards. I ain't even tripping on that. You see, here's the thing, just like you were saying, there's so many different things that you would have to deal with in that fight, not just over the course of the 12 rounds, but there's so many different things you'd have to deal with just in a 3-minute time span, that they don't want to deal with that. That's too uncomfortable for them. Our number one job is to make you uncomfortable. You are not going to be comfortable in the ring with us. That's not going to happen. Okay? Yeah. I refuse to let that happen. No, I refuse to be out-coached. Ain't nobody over there out-coaching me. That's not happening. I refuse. It's not going to happen.
Absolutely. How do you make... See, Floyd is the king of making adjustments. But how do you make adjustments to a man with 5 or 6 different styles?
Yeah.
And that's what's going to be key.
Yeah. See, when you're talking about, right, and you looking at it from the eyes of somebody that developed it, when you're talking about dealing with him at his peak, no drinking, no smoking, no partying, no babies, no girlfriend, still live at home with his father, you're probably talking about dealing with way too much good stuff. So I was driving, I tried to call, oh, you know what, my hit list, you didn't ask me for mine.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us your hit list,
My
man.
number one hit list, Shawn Porter, because I ain't talked to him in about a month. Okay, he's on my hit list. But I was driving the other day, I was driving along, and I was driving, and all of a sudden I had a vision of Shawn fighting Floyd.
Yeah.
And it was going down just like you was talking about. And all of the different things that was going on, it was different kind of feints. It was head, it was body, it was quick twitch, it was power, it was body shots, it was pivot, it was turn, it was in and out, it was pressure movement, it was all kinds of things. Oh, we even switched to southpaw because he don't like fighting southpaws. We even switched to southpaw, and we didn't switch to southpaw for a round. It just happened for like one combination and finish with a right hook, just to piss you off and make you look at us with that look on your face like, how dare you hit me? Yeah, we do hit you like that. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, damn, did I just run that light? Or I don't know if the light changed, if I ran it, because I heard him say, and new. So, yeah, absolutely.
Man.
Unequivocally. 1,000%.
let me just go back just real quick to the Manny Pacquiao. Do you guys remember what shot you hurt him with and what you set him up with?
You probably have to ask you probably have to ask Shawn, but I could show you some that I ain't supposed to type stuff.
Hey, man,
but
do it. No.
But yeah, but I didn't bring none of that with me today. But you probably have to ask Shawn about that. But yeah, I mean, again, it was totally different from a James Kirkland situation.
Mm-hmm.
A James Kirkland situation, he hammer fist he pushed my kid's head down and hammer fisted him in the head, in the back of the head like 3 times. And I jumped in the ring.
Yeah.
And when I jumped in the ring, I said, man, what is wrong with you? He's still trying to get around me to get to Shawn.
Whoa.
The dude is a dog.
Wow.
Okay? But I'm a dog. So I'm like, dude, did you hear what I just said? He was still trying to get around me,
Zab, Judah, Mayweather type stuff.
He more vicious than all of them cats. I'll call that dude up, 8-9 weeks out for him fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call him up anytime just to have a fight before the fight. We ain't never got to worry about inactivity. I call that dude up, we'll have a fight before we get in our fight. And he gonna do it for free.
I heard that. Well, let me ask you, Shawn, since he told me to ask you. You remember what shot you hurt Pacquiao with, or the couple times you may have hurt him, what you set it up with, or anything?
I'll go ahead and say it's been a couple of times I've, really rocked Manny and, really made Manny think about what he just got hit with. No particular punch comes to mind, but I've definitely hit Manny. I probably hit Manny with some of the hardest punches he's been hit with.
Was he the toughest person you ever sparred with out of everybody you sparred with?
Man, I sparred with everybody. I sparred with Kelly Pavlik. I sparred with, everybody. Andre Darrell, who is, just has the speed out of this world, undescribable speed. I would say he's one of the better sparring mates that I've had. A number of guys, a number of fighters that I've sparred with. Maybe Kirkland was probably the toughest, because of the kind of intensity he brought to the sparring match, which is uncommon, but also it made me step up, to the plate. So that's always good.
Interesting.